Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon. I have a very exciting video today, and today I'm going to be talking about the first tier list for DC Unchained. Now, you may wonder, Pokemon, how did you come up with this tier list? Well, essentially I put a poll out on the Discord and the Reddit. I had people say who they thought were the best, I had people say where they thought every character fell in terms of the tier list. So then I took all those votes and I gave them different weights depending on where characters were placed. Essentially, I did a lot of math. And then I gave every character a point value, and then I used that point value to put them throughout the table into tiers. And then from there, I threw that out to the community, and I talked to some of the more professional PvP players, and I got their opinion on it, and then they arranged things a little farther from there to be able to get a more accurate tier list, because there are some characters like Joker and Harley Quinn who are not commonly considered some of the best characters, but I guess in the higher up PvP, they're actually some of the best characters, so that could account for the reason why they weren't in the tier list. Originally, Harley Quinn was a lot lower on here, but she actually belongs in the S tier according to the higher ups in the PvP community. That brings me to another big thing. This is a PvP tier list. PvE I don't think is all that important to have a tier list for. Eventually we might want to have one, but honestly every character is capable of doing well in PvE, at least with everything we have. They have a wave mode coming, so we might be looking to a PvE tier list soon. Honestly, the only character that I don't think has incredible PvE potential is Robin. A lot of his skills seem to be single target damage, but otherwise everybody else seems to be pretty good for PvE. So overall, if you're looking to clear the story, you should be able to pick whoever you want. Just pick the characters that are your favorite. Now, I'm not going to talk about everybody on this tier list today, but I thought I'd talk about the top characters and why they're at the top, and then the character at the bottom, but there's not too much to talk about with her, because Artemis, even though she's at the bottom, I mean, she's not necessarily garbage like some other characters in other games, like Hulkling from Future Fight, where he literally is useless. Like, Artemis isn't bad per se, but she doesn't necessarily possess anything to make her desirable. I mean, she's just kind of there, like she just kind of shoots arrows and that's about it. There's nothing too much to her kit. She just is missing that like oomph to her kit. You guys get what I'm saying. Like, let's look at some of the top two characters. Like Larfleeze has very fast attacks, tons of CC, and then you have Artemis who just shoots arrows. Looks like it doesn't bode too well for Green Arrow whenever he comes around. But now let's talk about the S tier. So I already mentioned Larfleeze. He has a ton of stuns, ton of CC, very fast attacks. We have Wonder Woman, who's one of the best support characters from what I understand in PvP. Black Manta has some pretty high DPS with some CC, and he has a one-shot skill. Silver Banshee has insane CC that will render the enemies binded. Joker and Harley Quinn are used a lot in the higher up tiers because Joker has a deadly one-shot combo, plus a fully geared Harley can one-shot anyone with her hammer skill. Thanks Olympian Soups for filling me in as to why these characters were S tier. The characters that fall into A tier are just really good. Batman, very strong character. Superman, very good. In terms of who's better between Superman and Supergirl, I hear Supergirl is actually better than Superman, so just keep that in mind, guys. Flash, he is B tier. I know a lot of people consider him S tier, but I think the big problem with Flash is I'd imagine his DPS is relatively low, and he's a pretty squishy character. I mean, he dashes around a lot, and when Flash gets CC'd or stunned, he's pretty much done for. Another important thing to keep in mind is this is the tier list for kind of the 1.00 patch. There haven't really been many balance changes so far. They did fix a bug on Batman which made him slightly worse than he was, but it was a bug so it should have been fixed. Superman was also nerfed in terms of his freeze relatively recently, so that probably brought him down a bit. And on top of that, this game is changing relatively often. We're going to have 2 new skins coming in a couple of days, so this tier list will be constantly changing. I plan to update it every time I see a significant change in the game. But hey guys, what do I know about tier lists? What I do know is if you want to keep up to date on this DC Unchained tier list as things change and evolve in the game, why don't you subscribe to this channel, because I'll always be talking about this. Signing off, guys.